I'm Jasper, and I'm playing the herdsman in the play. Basically, I think a relatively tragic character. He's just a man who wants to raise his sheep but seems to keep getting caught up in the terrible events of the play along the way, much to his disdain. The work we've already done with character development, especially the kind of describing the character and especially the improvisation acts in which we had to kind of test how we think our character would react to situations outside of the limits of the script, which was actually quite unique because it meant we had to actually be in the character rather than simply be reading lines, and that really kind of gave us a chance to really feel the character and how they'd react.
I'm Laurien. I'm playing the priestess, and my role in Oedipus is, I'm basically in and amongst the plague. I'm taking care of the plague victims. I'm very hands-on and trying to solve the problem myself. So when we first are introduced to the priestess in the play, she's a bit miffed at Oedipus and has worked up the courage to go and speak to him about he basically needs to get his act together and come down and help me take care of these plague victims and do his job and step up and be king. And just having Miriam come in and do that whole explanation and really the history behind it, it just gives you that understanding of the time.
Hi, I'm Caleb, and I play Oedipus. Oedipus is the king, and he is a man who has, through his own strength, found power, but through fate, loses it. I haven't performed Greek tragedy before, but I did study it in year 10, which doesn't really count. But I am taking a Classics 110 course at university, great course. And Miriam, one of the tutors from that, came in and had a talk to us. She just really helped us find the things we should be looking out for in the show. I think for me, Miriam's talk helped kind of clarify a couple of things, because Oedipus is a really interesting character in that he is the central character and the audience has to sympathize with him, but he does these things sometimes which to us might seem quite bad, but if you look at it from a Greek perspective, he's just being a good ruler. So it's going to be an interesting challenge to kind of meet those Greek perspectives with the modern ones.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. My character is Creon. He is the brother of Jasper and the brother-in-law of Oedipus. Basically, he's just trying to sort of keep the peace in the city, making sure Oedipus is doing his job. Maybe he feels that he could do a better job at times, but you gotta follow your king. So I think on the surface he's a good guy. Whether he's being good to serve his city and serve his people, or whether he's being good to serve himself is kind of something that comes up. So yeah, I think he's out for number one, I think, for the most part. It has its own sort of set of rules and its own way of developing a story and developing the characters, and I think that's quite interesting. It's something a bit different. Yeah.